presenting about analysis variance and GPV, and then sensitivity analysis. Okay, for the first is direct material variance. I compare the standard material cost from the standard product cost detail report with the actual material cost from the material adjustment and manufacturing cost report. And the result shows that the actual material cost was higher than the standard cost. So this indicates an unfavorable direct material variance caused by maybe inefficient material use or production waste or increasing raw material price. And this condition also contributes to the production cost difference of 4 million rupiah, so on. It's shown in the profit or loss statement or income statement. Okay, next, the second is direct labor variance. I use the overhead cost contribution detail report because it contains both standard labor cost and actual labor cost. And the standard labor cost was around 5,000 rupiah, while the actual labor cost was around 14,000 rupiah. So this means the company experienced an unfavorable direct labor variance because the actual labor cost was much higher than the standard cost. It's possible because overtime or maybe low labor productivity or inefficient production activities. The third one is overhead variance. I use the standard product cost detail and overhead cost distribution detail reports to compare standard overhead and actual overhead. The analysis shows that the actual overhead cost was higher than the standard overhead cost, resulting in an unfavorable overhead variance. This may be caused by increasing utility cost, inefficient machine usage, or maybe high factory operational expense. Overall, the variance analysis shows that the company experienced unfavorable variance in materials or direct materials, direct labor, and overhead, and then which increase production cost and reduce profitability. And then next, I will explain the GPV analysis or cost volume profit analysis. For the analysis, I use profit or loss report or income statement. Okay, next, the company generated total revenue of 63 rupiah, while the cost of goods sold reached 50 million rupiah. As a result, the gross profit was 13 million with a gross profit margin of 21.66%. The contribution margin indicates that only around 21.66% of sales revenue is available to cover fixed cost and profit. So the company's operating expense were 12 million rupiah, so on, including salaries, depreciation, rent expense, or other operational costs. And based on the calculation, break-even point was approximately 55.59 million rupiah, since actual sales were 63.84 million rupiah. So the company has passed the break-even point, but the margin of safety is still relatively small at around 8.25 million rupiah. This means that if sales decrease significantly, the company may experience loss. Okay, and lastly, I will explain the sensitivity analysis. The sensitivity analysis was conducted to evaluate how change in sales or production cost affects a company profit. So next, in the first scenario, we imagine that the sales decrease by 10%. So the company's profit will decrease significantly and move closer to the break-even point. Okay, and then the second scenario, we imagine that the cost of goods sold is increased by 5%. So the company may experience loss, right? So this indicates that the company is highly sensitive to to increase in production costs, especially raw material and manufacturing expenses. And then in the third scenario, if sales increase by 15%, so the company profitability will improve significantly because fixed costs have already been covered. In conclusion, 𝗏𝗏 company still has good business potential because the company is profitable and has relatively low liabilities. But however, the company needs to improve their production efficiency, and then control raw material usage, reduce overhead costs, and increase their sales volume in order to improve profitability and business stability.